This is MGM MarketAbilities podcast, and my name is Lucas. And on today's episode, we are going to talk about something that is better than spending money on ads, and it's totally free, and it will probably help you with all of your marketing better than most things, better than most like little hacks or tricks or anything like that. So today we're talking about the customer review. Now, before you click off and be like, oh yeah, of course, that's great. Let me explain this, because the more reviews that you get, that you can post, and even you can even use them in your ads, the more people are going to trust you, right? And I don't know about you guys, but I would much rather work with someone that I trust rather than someone I don't trust. I mean, that's just a personal preference, I think. So maybe you guys are different. Maybe you guys want to risk it. But most of the time, especially in most businesses, most things that people are offering, people don't want to be risky with their money. Okay? People want to be, people are kind of stingy. They're kind of frugal. Especially if you offer some sort of service that is not like a need. Like if you don't own like a toilet paper company or plumbing or something, whatever. It's like something that like has to get done for you to continue living your normal life. And like it's a little bit harder to sell because it's not a need. Then you need people to trust you, because people don't want to spend money on someone that they don't trust, and that could possibly lead them down a bad road for something that they didn't even need in the first place. So, customer reviews. How do you get them? What's the best way to get them? Can you get them without working more? These are all like really good questions. I'm going to tackle all of these. So how do you get them? It's as simple as asking. Okay. And what's funny is this lesson is in the Bible, like a bunch of times, but specifically Jesus says, ask and you shall receive. Right. And so, you may not receive every single time, but it's worth asking. And so literally every time you get done with a project or your product gets delivered, maybe you wait a few days, maybe a week, whatever seems right for your service or product, then ask them, hey, can you give us a quick review? What did you think? And not only will this, help you gain your trust factor with other potential clients, but it will also give you some insight on maybe something that you need to improve or something that is working well and that you can kind of double down on that. Not only can you use these reviews as for ad spend and marketing and getting more customers, you can also use it for research and development and, growth. So like, you may get like a 4-star review or something where this person was like, yeah, everything was great except for these two or three things. And you look at those, and if it's a common thing, fix it and then keep going. It's so cool. And here's the thing is most, softwares now that we use, whether it be like a payment software or an email software or something, you can build an automation into it to where it's automatically asking for reviews and asking for insight on how things are going, so that you don't have to like manually go, send them a text or a review or whatever. You can have it all automated to where after so many days, you'd be like, hey, just leave us a review. Now, if you want to take this a step further, which, most people do, most people want to take it a step further, if you're ready to, right, is offer them something for the review. So often, this is a big thing with supplement companies, right? Supplement companies need reviews, right? Because there's so many shady ones out there. There's so many good ones out there, but it's like you don't know which one's which, and there's so many. So you need customer reviews. You need people that are literally being like, hey, this helped me lose weight, or this made me better in the gym or something, like whatever. You need those. And so what they often do is they will be like, hey, if you give us a 5-star review, we'll give you 10 to 20% or whatever it is off your next order, or we'll ship you a free stuff, like a whole bottle of something. Like, so how can you implement that into your business? So, if you're a service-based business, just say, hey, yeah, you get 10% off the next time you need us, right? Or if you're a product business, be like, hey, yeah, you get 15% off whenever we come out with this new product. You get an extra 15% off or something like, or just, I don't know, if you sell like bags of tea, be like, hey, we're going to send you a free bag of this new tea we're working on if you leave us a review. Super simple. And not only if you're like if you are doing the bag of tea thing where you're sending them something new that hasn't really gotten a lot of traction yet, that's actually going to be good for you, because then you can have more research and development, because you can send them that and then ask for a review on that and be like, hey, this is brand new. We would love your input because we want to make high quality products for you. And then they will hopefully tell you. And not everyone will, right? Like, not everyone's going to take advantage of it. I don't write a lot of reviews, if I'm being honest. I write reviews on stuff that I absolutely am obsessed with, and then I absolutely hate it. Those are my two. Like, you either need to blow my mind or you need to disappoint me enough to where I'm like, people need to know not to buy this. And I think that's where a lot of people sit, honestly. I think there are several people out in the world that will review it, but also I think if you have built some sort of personal connection within your marketing and have done some things that I've said on the past podcast where you're, bringing them into your world and making it a little personable, you can actually get a lot more people to give you reviews, because they almost feel like you guys have a relationship already. And so they're like, so it's like you asking for a favor. Hey, would you do me a favor? Would you give me a review? This is only going to help me, my business, and my family, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's super simple. Now, the last thing that, if you don't want it to take up more of your work, right? There are so many cool softwares and automations out there. I don't have them on top of my mind, but you just use some simple research and you can literally create. So when this person buys that, and then 48 hours later, send this message after it's delivered or whatever. Or just ask them on the spot. Like, if you work with them in person, be like, hey, would you be interested in giving me a quick review, like video or written review or something? Because that would go really, really well for me, and that would help me out a bunch. And if they're like, nah, then you can be like, well, I'll offer you 15% off your next order or something, right? And then also an alternate way of doing that is have someone on your team. Make it part of their week where they call the customers up that you've worked with and been like, hey, we loved working with you. I thought it was great. We would love a review from you. We would love to hear about your experience, and we would love to use your experience to hopefully help more people like we helped you. Dedicate someone like 5 hours a week to do that. And I'm telling you, it's a game changer, because if people pull up your page and you make a lot of claims, like your website, and you make a ton of claims on, we can do this for you, we can do that, we fix this, we fix that, but there's no social proof of you actually doing that if there's no one else is saying that, they're not going to trust you. Like, straight up, they're not going to trust you. And I know this firsthand because I launched my own little digital product on my website. It did not go very well, because I didn't have a lot of social proof on there. I think, at least I'm pretty sure that's the reason, right? I hadn't really put it in a lot of other people's hands yet. And so, yeah, you have to get social proof, because there's so many people out there doing things well, but there's also a lot of people out there doing things poorly. And people don't want to fall into a trap or get scammed or anything like that. People are very conscious of that now, and they're not willing to just order something online like they used to. They kind of want to do some more research. They kind of want to understand that you're not a miser, and all that stuff. So, moral of the podcast is just get customer reviews, because it's going to radically change your business. And if you're already spending money on ads, imagine putting a customer reviews video or text or whatever on your ad, because then it's going to seem less like an ad, because it's going to be a little more authentic and more like this person's talking about this product. And then, and then the last thing, little bonus thing, is that the customer reviews are amazing, but they're even better is if you tell your customer, hey, for every client you bring me, you get X off your next order, or we'll pay you a portion of that client that comes in. So not only are they, giving you a good review, but they're actually doing the actual guerrilla marketing for you. So that's something that is pretty much works all the time, is that sort of guerrilla marketing tactic, is like going out and talking to people about, hey, this really worked well for me. And if you want it to, if you want help with it, I have a contact with these guys that can help you with this. Just let me know and I'll get you hooked up. And then they make money, and then you get to help more people, and the world goes round. It's amazing. Anyways, hope you guys love this podcast. And if you guys are interested, please subscribe. We would love to, build a much more meaningful relationship with you guys. If you guys want to reach out to us, we have, MarketAbilities channels on Instagram and Facebook, or you can leave a comment down below if you're on YouTube. And then if you guys need marketing help, like really a lot of help, go to growingmediamarketing.com, and we would absolutely love to partner with you on your next marketing campaign, on your next project, to help you make more money, more influence, and more impact. We'll see you next time.